Hi everyone. I'm currently experiencing like some technical difficulties, so please bear with me. Okay, so everything seems to be fine. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Yes. Perfect. Now let's get started. Hi chat, and welcome to my Setting Up VSCode workshop. This is the first installation in my workshop series called First Year Bootcamp, where we, the CSS, make sure that you are completely ready to face all the challenges ahead of you in first year. No longer do you need to waltz around Google search, try desperately to find the answers on Stack Overflow, because we got you. All right, so let me just introduce myself for those of you who don't know me yet. My name is Kelly Owenya. I'm a first year at UWindsor, and I'm majoring in computer science with a software engineering specialization and minoring in business. I'm also your first year Computer Science Society representative, so feel free to contact me at any of the socials listed here. It's my purpose to do the best I can to listen and bring up any of your concerns that you might have to the board. So there's my Discord. I had to use the generic people icon because I guess Discord isn't cool enough to have an icon. They should change that. And then there's my email and my Instagram. You can contact me on any platforms. Nice to meet you too. All right, so now let's launch into the general information. So basically, it's going to answer the questions, what is VS Code and why do I want to use it? This should be a no-brainer, but for those of you who don't know what VS Code is, this is a good introduction to all of it. So basically, what is VS Code? Visual Studio Code source code editor made by Microsoft for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So basically, you can use it for any of those three operating systems. It's redefined and optimized for building and debugging modern web and cloud applications. Also, Visual Studio Code is free, completely free, fast, and open source. So you can basically look at all the code for VS Code on like the internet. It's completely open for the users to see. And most importantly, it's faster than No Machine. All right, so why do I need it? Here's why. I made this little table for you so you can understand. So basically, it gives you a faster user experience than No Machine. I know we've all been there trying to wait and sit for No Machine to load or compile our code or just basically work in general. You don't have to wait, or you only have to wait for a reduced time when you use Visual Studio Code. That's a major difference and one that makes all the change. All right. So then after that, there's great graphics and a user interface on Visual Studio Code. No Machine always looks like vaguely blurry. I don't know why, but it's it's okay, but you'll see when you start Visual Studio Code that it definitely does have a drastic improvement on your user interface and also how it looks. All right, and then there's going to be easy accessibility of files. So in Machine, you have to go through the whole process of like importing files from your computer and then being able to access them. And you have to go through an extra step every time you want to open a file from your actual computer. And the same happens when you're trying to export a file out from No Machine. You have to go through a whole conversion process. With Visual Studio Code, since it is installed directly on your computer, you don't have to go through all that shenanigans. You can just open and close the files directly on one software, no extra steps. Also, it has code IntelliSense and auto-completion. So it's basically like autocorrect, but for your code. It's going to help you catch all those tiny, nasty little syntax errors and brackets that you forgot to close or anything like that. And it's just going to make sure you catch all those errors so you don't run into nasty compile time errors again. All right, and you can also fully customize it using extensions, which is my favorite part. You can customize the appearance of it, but also you can customize like the features of VS Code. For example, you could download this thing called Code Runner, which we're going to download, which basically means you can run all your code in the click of a button. No extra long commands that you have to type out by hand. Not anymore, just one click of a button. And basically, there's more extensions like that that drastically improve your user experience. So that is why I feel that when you go to Visual Code from when you go to Visual Studio Code from No Machine, you're never gonna look back, I promise you. All right, and also with Visual Studio Code comes this thing called MinGW that you gotta install if you're on Windows. By the way, this is Windows specific. I don't know much about you Mac people, but you're smart, you'll figure it out. But yeah, so basically MinGW is for, I'm just checking to see if my stream is still going. Good, okay. So basically MinGW is for making a C implementation together with GCC. So this allows you to run your code just how like you would on Linux. Oh, also Linux users, you don't need to do this because you already have it built into your operating system, so it's fine. But this is for all the Windows users. So basically, it helps you run your C code by using the command GCC, which we all know is used to compile a program. So here's like the logistics behind it. To compile a C program, you need C implementation for your specific computer. C implementations consist basically of a compiler, which is its preprocessor and headers, and a library, which is the ready-made executable code. On a computer with Windows installed, the library that contains most ready-made executable, damn, that word is hard to pronounce. Executable code is unfortunately not compatible with the GCC compiler. So what do? To use this compiler in Windows, you need a different library altogether, which is where MinGW enters. So MinGW is basically like it stands for Minimalist GNU for Windows, not Windsors. And it's a native Windows port of the GNU compiler collection. All right. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this entire presentation, I'm just going to check the chat and see if there's any questions. Yes, this is recorded. It is recorded. So you'll be able to access it on our Twitch channel and also our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, by the way. All right. So it seems like I can move along to the next section of the program. Thank you for all the activity in the chat, by the way. Keep the chat popping. Thank you. All right. So now we got to learn how to install and set up VS Code, because now that we know what it is, let's get to using it. All right, so here's a link to install MinGW. Oops. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh my gosh. Let me just get the link and put it out for all of you. Yes, I do see it. My eyes are open, JB. All right, so that is the link that we've just dropped in chat for all of you to go install MinGW. Now, why are we installing MinGW first if we came here to install VS Code? Basically, MinGW is a slow one. It takes a lot of time to install, so it's smarter to install it at the beginning and let it run in the background. So then when you have finished installing VS Code, then you'll have it all ready and waiting for you instead of have to sit at your computer. So basically what I want you to do is go through the installation wizard, which will pop up as soon as you click on the MinGW get setup exe, which is circled circled in yellow, which I circled for you. Then you can go through the installation wizard when it's fully downloaded to your computer. And if you change the installation directory, I wouldn't personally, but like a lot of you have your own like file system or like way of organizing your files. Please though, keep track of where you put it, because it's very important that you remember it for a future step involving MinGW. So please make sure you keep track of it. Oh wait, I'm gonna start the process on my own computer. So I'm just going to pull up my screen on my other computer. Please excuse the fact that I'm using Windows 8. This is my old computer that doesn't have MinGW installed on it quite yet. And I switched to a new computer so I could upgrade to Windows 10 and 11. Don't roast me for having Windows 8, okay? It's just physically not compatible with this computer. All right, so I'm gonna go to the link that I put in the chat here. Chat anyway, so let me just copy and paste it. Okay, now I can click on this button here. And it's going to be downloading in this nice little corner right here. So it's already downloaded. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it and go through the installation manager setup tool. So basically, you're just going to click install, no brainer. I mean, you could view the license if you want, but it's not a virus. It's not a virus, so don't worry. And just like leave all the check marks and the things where they are and just click continue. If you want to change the installation directory where it's going to be installed, basically, as I said, keep track of where you installed it because it's important. All right, so I'm going to press continue, and then it's just going to install right there. So while it's installing, it does take a pretty long time. So what we're going to do, yes, I am trying to give your computers corona. All right, so then I'm going to go and progress with the slides. So now we're going to install the point of this entire presentation. The link to install VSCode is right here. Oops. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, that link doesn't work. But like, okay, it doesn't work when I try to click on the slides. It's a valid link. Let me just get the link for you. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna put that in chat. Oh, I dropped something. Okay, so you can go to this website and you can also install VS Code for other platforms if you have a Mac or a Linux operating system, if you click the arrow beside it. Now I'm going to go to my other computer where I'm actually going to install things for you, and click on click on the link over here. Oops. Okay. Okay, so now we can download it for Windows. And here's the aforementioned button. See, there's Mac OS, Windows 64, and Linux 64. And there's even more downloads if you want to be fancy with it. But yeah, I'm just going to install it for Windows. And it is going to show up in our downloads bar. So you got to wait for the download. It shouldn't take that much time at all. Yes, JB. Yes, I'm looking. Hi. Thank you for getting my attention. Just to say hi. Really appreciate it. Hi, what it says. You know what? Hi is in the chat. Hi is in the chat, everyone. Y'all are making my day. All right. We got 2 minutes left on the setup. So $23 seconds left. We love Dina making sure everyone's grammar is in check. Yes, I'm looking. JB, I'm looking. All right. Now VSCode is fully installed. When will the download be done? Right now. Right now. Look at that. Like magic. All right. So now it's fully installed. And what we're going to do, well, it's not fully installed. We're going to have to fully install it. That's what I meant. But yes. So make sure you accept the agreement because otherwise it won't let you progress further. So the agreement, and just let it stay where it is. Just let it stay where it is. I mean, I guess you could be fancy with the file directories, but it's in your best interests. So now, yes, I would recommend putting a start menu there because it makes having VS Code so much easier to access from the start menu. So you don't have to like go searching in the depths of your folders to find it every time you want to code. And I'm just gonna check all these boxes because they're good to check. Basically, it's for creating a desktop icon to make it even easier to find. Then adding open with code action. So like basically if you have like a code file, like a C file in your directory and you want to open it, then it'll have like open with VS Code option right there when you right click it. So that's very convenient. And that one does the same thing basically. So then you press next and it's ready to install. So let's install it. And this should be pretty quick. After it finishes installing, then we're gonna launch it. Also, this presentation, if I'm going too fast for any of you guys, don't worry. I care about each and every single one of you. So our this presentation will be uploaded on the, I think the repo of our CS. It should be on the CSS website, or if it's not, like I'll put a link to in the Discord with the link to this presentation in it. And if you still can't find it, just feel free to DM me on any of my socials and I'll give you the link. Because then if I'm going too fast for you, you can just review this slideshow later because it has every single step on it. Okay, now you can launch Visual Studio Code. Oh, oops, that should not be there. That should not be there. You didn't see anything. It's because I ran through the installation process to make sure everything is fine. We're just gonna pretend that this doesn't exist. Child, anyway, so because it said it deleted everything. Okay, I'm just gonna delete everything so we can pretend that nothing ever happens. Delete. This is not part of the tutorial, y'all. This is just me making a blunder. So, okay. Is there a way to down? Okay, child, anyways. Oh, we're gonna open another folder. Just like a random folder. And then we're just gonna pretend that we're making a new folder from scratch again. Okay, perfect. Okay, so rain meter is something completely unrelated, so just pretend that it doesn't exist. All right, now we can get back to the main part of this presentation. So, and even if something is off here, the presentation shows exactly how it should look to like a first-time user. So you don't have to worry about any of the shenanigans going on over here. So basically, if you look at the presentation, you should see like what you see on the presentation should be what you're seeing on your computer right now. So basically, you can skip the get started with VS Code menu for now because like I'm here to help you, so you don't have to do it on your own and have the system itself guide you through it because I'm here for you for right now. So basically, don't mark it all done though, because what if you want to come back and try to like set up sync from other devices or set up a shortcut if you want. So just go to the sidebar and pretend you don't see it for now. But you can feel free to change your theme though. If you're a light mode user, I don't want to talk to you, but you can change the theme to light mode if you'd like, or if you want dark or high contrast. And like some of the default themes are cute, like the Monokai ones. You can try those. It's up to you. Imagine being a light mode user. Imagine willingly destroying your eyes. All right. Now you can go to the extensions menu by clicking on the 4 square icon right here. So you should see on my screen, there's a 4 square icon right here. You can click on it and it'll bring you to the Why are all the things already here? I installed it. I uninstalled the entire VS. Okay, I'm just gonna install everything, uninstall everything, and I'm gonna install it all again. Okay, now, why is it still? Child. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is just search up the things that we have installed anyway, just for thoroughness. Basically, just pay attention to my actual presenting screen, like the presentation screen, if you want to see how it's going to look like on a computer that hasn't ran VS Code before. Sorry for all of this. They lied to me. They lied to me. So I'm just gonna, and so you're gonna want to look for these 4 programs and 4 extensions. You're gonna want to look for the C and C++ extension, and just do the first one without any like words after. Just do C/C++. So install. And then after, you're gonna want to find code runner and reload required. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna install it again. Okay, and you're gonna want to install remote SSH and remote SSH configuration, edit configuration files. But if you already installed the first remote SSH, then it should install automatically. So you're gonna be fine. Oh, my earphone fell out. Hold on. Okay, so now we're gonna install remote SSH. Okay, perfect. And just gonna check on you guys in the chat. Wow, lovely. We're solving math problems. I know some of y'all had your linear algebra midterm today, so I'm pretty sure you don't want to look at any math-related problem at this point in time. All right, so then we can go to, we're going to check on our good friend, MinGW. So it should be all finished in the background now, because we gave it lots of time to settle down and do its thing. So we're going to press continue. And now you should see the MinGW installation manager. What you're going to do is select all of these boxes that I have listed on the screen. So in order to mark them for installation, why is it not responding? Windows 8, y'all, Windows 8. Okay, so now it's cooperating. So you're gonna want to right click on the thing that you want to install and press mark for installation. And I want you to do that for all these programs, all these packages. So you're gonna have to do that for, okay, is it gonna just not respond for everything that I put? Okay, so mark for installation, this one. Okay, that one didn't make it not respond. Then this one too, and this one as well. So you're gonna want to install all 5 of these and go to installation and then select apply all changes. Now you're gonna let it run in the, oh wait, okay. So you're gonna press apply now. And now you're gonna let it run in the background because this also takes a very long time. While you do this though, we're gonna switcheroo over to VS Code. And okay, so basically now is the time where you select your folder that you want to work from. So basically, you're gonna set up your workspace by going to Explorer, which is, okay, so basically, if you're still on the extensions menu, click on this icon in the top left here called Explorer, and select Open Folder. Well, in my case, it doesn't have Open Folder, so I'm just gonna do Open Folder from here. But in your case, if you haven't ever installed VS Code before, it should have the Open Folder big button option there. So then press Open Folder, and then, well, we're gonna pretend this doesn't exist. We're gonna pretend this doesn't exist. Delete. Okay, and now I want you to make a new folder in your documents. Basically, you have the option to put this folder wherever you want. It's just the place that you know you're gonna come to if you want to open and locate any of the files that you created in VS Code in. So if that's easier for you to find in your desktop, put it on your desktop. If it's easier for you to find in your documents, like me, put it in your documents. It's really up to you. So I'm just gonna make a new folder right here and call it workspace. Well, you can call it anything, but like just for clarity's sake, I call mine workspace. But make sure you choose the location wisely so you know where it is anytime you want to open a new folder. So workspace and then select folder. Okay, perfect. Now, because you selected your workspace and it's all set and running for you, you can see MinGW working hard in the back. Let's go MinGW. All right. It's gonna, oh, okay, it did ask me this because I already did this. But for some people who have just opened your workspace folder for the first time, it's gonna ask you, do you trust the authors of the files in this folder? But because you are the one who made the folder in the first place, it's basically asking you the very rhetorical and philosophical question, do you trust yourself? Please say yes. Just say yes. Because otherwise you won't be able to open and like do the full capacity of things you would want to do with your folder. So just say yes. And literally anytime you get this message when you're like downloading something, the good thing is just to say yes, unless it's from like a sketchy website or a dodgy source and you don't want to compromise the safety of your computer. This is just a safety feature, but just say yes. Okay. Now you're gonna go to your workspace, right? And you're gonna make a nice folder called C programs. I know if you're gonna use this for like other languages like Python or Java, you could make a folder called Python programs or Java programs. And for other languages, there are other extensions that you can install, like the C one that we installed. There's like a Python one. I think there's like a Java one too, but that's like outside the scope of this workshop today because this workshop is just for C. But like feel free to mess around with it and do whatever you want in your own time. And honestly, if you still have any questions when you are customizing it, to fit your needs, just let me know and I'll be able to help you. So I'm gonna name this program. I'm gonna name this file. I'm gonna name this folder C programs. Okay, and I'm gonna make a new file. Basically, I made a C program just for you. No, I'm just repurposing an assignment from Comp 1400, so don't crucify me. But I feel like it's important for you to have like a folder, a C program that's not Hello World, that you can like mess around with and see all the features of Visual Studio Code. So here's a link to that very folder. Oops. Okay, let me get the link for you. Okay. Here is the link to the C program. You should find one C file, text file in there called Kelly's Guessing Game, or Kelly Guess Game, sorry, just for simplicity. Oh, I see we have a dog in the chat. Of course it's JV. Of course it's JV. All right, so open the link I sent you. There should be one singular C file in there called Kelly's Guess Game. I made this guessing game for my assignment in Comp 1400 in the Lab 7, which was Sunday. And I was just like, let me repurpose it. So you should open that file and you're just gonna see a bunch of text. So let me show you. Oh, not me getting a reminder for my own workshop. Okay. Cats versus dogs. Now that's a good question. For me, I love how playful dogs are, but honestly, I feel like cats are easier to take care of and it's more rewarding when they actually warm up to you because it's so easy to get a dog's affection. Like dogs just wants to be loved. The cats, you got to work for it. So I feel like it's more rewarding to have a cat, at least in this point in my life. Also, I don't want to work. I don't want to walk a dog every day. Miss me with that. I'd probably have a dog when I'm living with other people so they could do it for me and I could just enjoy the cuteness. Bro, it's my workshop. I get to answer the fun questions too. All right. So you're so right. I don't need a dog when I have JV. All right. So you should see here that there's just the text file of my C code that I made. You can leave it there for now. Let's continue with the rest of the presentation. So, yeah. So when you make a new file, on CS code, CS code, CS code. I meant VS Code. Make a new file there and call it Kelly Guess Game.c because like that's what the file is called on my computer and it's also the file name that I shared with you guys. So just make it called Kelly's Guess Game because it is my guess game because I made it. All right, so now you're just gonna copy and paste it all in there. Okay, so you should see one thing I really love about VS Code is how it color codes every kind of like text that you can that you'll have in a program. So basically, for this color palette, and you can fully customize the color palettes, by the way. For this color palette, all the comments are green, and all the integer variables and stuff are blue, and all the mathematical operations are in green. The mathematical operational symbols are in yellow, and like the actual digits are in green, like a light green, and the puts and scanfs are in yellow, and basically you can just see how it's really nicely color coordinated and it's easy on the eyes, and basically it helps you see what does what. But it's not all lovely and sunshine and rainbows because there's a grave mistake I make. What's the grave mistake? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, no, I am not going back to No Machine. I'm a No Machine rebel. No, the grave mistake is I'm not saved my program. I didn't save it yet. Oh my God. How do I save it though? We're going to see. So basically, you can tell a program is unsaved if it has this thing here. It has one because it means one program isn't saved yet. And you see these dots here. That's not good for you. That's not good. You want to save it by just selecting anywhere in the code. You can select here, 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 whatever, and just press Control S. And now everything is saved and disaster is avoided. Always remember to save your code. Always remember. Okay. Yeah, I'm such a silly Billy. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oops, why is there a breakpoint? Okay, no, that's just, it's on hover. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open a terminal. how you open a terminal is you just click on here and you select new terminal. There's also like keyboard commands for that, but I'm just going to show you using the actual button so you can like understand where to find everything. Okay, so I'm going to do new terminal. And basically what pops up is Microsoft's Windows PowerShell. Now, PowerShell is yucky and disgusting. Okay, it's not actually yucky. It's just not that great for our purposes right now. So we're gonna permanently change the default setting to command prompt, which is command prompt is better for us because it has the same and similar commands to no machine, but it's like 1,000 times better because no machine sucks. So it's as simple as opening the small arrow next to the plus sign in the terminal, which is right here. And so that's the plus sign. You use it to open a new terminal, but we want this arrow right here. And then we're going to select default profile. Okay, and now after that, we're going to select command prompt, which is conveniently right at the top of this list. Now, it should look a lot more familiar to you because of the fact that it is similar to no machine. Okay, now let's run our program. So we're gonna type in GCC, just like in no machine. Oops, not me spelling my own name wrong. I swear I graduated from high school, guys. Not C. O, Kelly, guess game. And this is basically after the O, that's just like what you want to type into the terminal in order to run the program at any time. So we're going to name it Kelly's guess game. I swear I don't have this much trouble with spelling. So now we're going to press enter. Oh no, it won't work. It says GCC doesn't exist because it's not recognized as an internal or external command, opera program, or batch file. Whatever shall we do? That's why we need MinGW. And very conveniently, MinGW has been installed. So we don't need, it's already for us to use. No more waiting. So now we're going to go into our computer settings and change the path variable to line up with MinGW so we can basically access the libraries within MinGW really easily because MinGW is what makes GCC work. So we're going to go to edit environment variables for our account. And we're going to go, oh, it's already here. Okay, we're just going to pretend we don't see that. We're just going to pretend we don't see that. And we're going to go to new and we're going to open, we're going to enter the words path all in caps, and then variable value will be the location of where MinGW is. So if you're normal and didn't be extra and like install it somewhere else, you can just type in C backslash MinGW backslash bin, which is where it should be like at its default setting. So if you didn't touch anything, you can just slap this in there and you'd be good to go. If it's not, if you decide to install it somewhere else because you're quirky and built different, you can just go into the folders and then look for where you installed MinGW, which would be for me in local disk C, MinGW, and locate the bin file right here because that's what you want to, the bin folder, sorry. You want to locate the bin folder because that's where all this stuff is. And you click on bin and then just click on the search bar to get the path to it. And then paste it into the path variable. So then after you do that, press OK. And it's right there for you. And now you can press OK. Now you got to restart your computer for the changes to take effect. But like, I don't want to do that because I'd have to like reconnect to the entire stream and stuff. So there's like another temporary way you can change your path folder. So basically, you can do this temporary way right now, but when you restart your computer, next time you ever restart your computer, then you won't have to do the temporary piece of code. You can just put it straight in there. So you want to copy down what's written in the terminal right here. This is what VS Code looks like on my actual main computer that's not running Windows 8, might I add. Might I add, it is not running Windows 8. That's what my finished installation of VS Code looks like. And you can tell it has like really nice colors. At least to me, I love warm colors. And it has a really nice font because I'm a fan of cursive. And I'm going to teach you how to do all that fancy stuff and also upgrade your VS Code experience in the next workshop, where I'm going to teach you how to access the school servers remotely through VS Code. So you basically never have to touch no machine ever in your life again, even if you have to make a script file, or even if you have to get something that only you have in your no machine, but it's not in your main computer. You can literally do everything from VS Code with what I'm going to teach you next workshop. But basically, I'm going to teach you how to SSH into the school server and also customize your entire workshop experience with the color palette and font that you want. So make sure to tune into my next workshop next week. But basically, what you want to do is copy down what's written in the terminal. So set path. This is just a temporary way to make the path where it's supposed to be, so you don't have to restart your computer. Okay, so we type that in. Okay, perfect. Now the path should be all set. Now you want to cd into your folder, just like on no machine, but better. And then you can run GCC. You can start to compile your code by putting in the command to compile your code. Okay, and look, now you don't get that nasty error that's saying GCC doesn't exist, because now you've actually set the path so where the no machine can find it. I mean, where VS Code can find it. So then now all you have to do in order to run the program is do Kelly guess game, because that's what you named the executable. And welcome to my guessing game. Try to guess the correct number, but you've only gotten 10 turns. So let's see if chat can make it through this game. So what number do you want me to guess first? It has to be in between 1 and 50. Oh wait. So someone needs help? Oh, okay. I was like, not me ignoring my friend in need, but you know what? If he's just memeing, you can meme in peace. All right, so 43. Let's go for 43. That's too high. So what do you want to do? Oh, oops, I ignored Hannah. Oops. Okay, so let's try 8. That's too low. So what we're going to try next time. 70 is not within the scope of this exercise. Okay, so we're going to try 26. That's too low. So, okay, you know what? I'll try 78 for shits and giggles. That's obviously too high. All right, so 42. Let's try 42. Remember, you only have 10 turns, so time is ticking. Okay, I'm going to try 18. Too low. Let's try 28. Too high. Let's try 35. Too high. 20. Let's try 20. You're 20? Oh, sorry, that's a TikTok sound. Too low. Guys, we're running out of turns. 21. 21. Let's try 21. Wow, y'all suck. It was 27. Okay, I'm gonna teach you a strategy, like a very quick strategy for this game. And yes, 10 plus 9 is 21. So here's a quick strategy. And also, here's how you run no machine. Yeah, it's binary search. He already been new. All right, so if you're feeling lazy and you don't want to always have to type in GCC whatever, I don't even want to look at it or type it anymore, you don't have to do that to compile your code. You can just be gloriously and resplendently lazy and use the code runner button right here if you want to auto compile and run your code all at once. Just make sure your code is saved. So I'm just going to save it. Even though it's already saved, just make sure to save it before you do this. Oh, ciao anyways. Why is it saying this again? Okay, let's try and okay, let's try that again. Okay, you know what? That's a problem for next time. That is an issue that we're going to work out next time so we can make sure that you're able to be as lazy as you want. But for right now, just stick to GCC, whatever. So now I'm just going to run the program like a normal person. Kelly guess game. Okay, here's a quick strategy. So what you're going to do is you're going to guess the lowest and highest number. So that would be 1 and 50. Obviously, those are too high and too low. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to go in between. You're going to guess the number in between those numbers. So that would be 25, roughly. It would be 25. And basically, you want to narrow your search down to using that. So 25, that's too high. So we know it's in between 1 and 25. So what's in between 1 and 25 exactly? That's 12. That's too high again. So it's in between 1 and 12. Let's try 6 because it's like halfway in between 6 or 7. So I'll just try 6. And it was 6. And that's how you just do it really fast. And it's basically a way that you can guarantee. Well, sometimes you can just be really unlucky and they'll take you more than 10 turns. But this is a way to guarantee that you're using a good strategy to find the words. It's because it's similar to binary search that we just learned in Comp 1000, if y'all are paying attention. And binary search is a more efficient way to find the number that you're looking for. All right. And now basically what we're going to do is we're going to mess up the program on purpose. We're going to cause trouble on purpose. So what you want to do, I'm just going to clear the terminal. By the way, you don't use clear here. Like you don't type in the word clear because that's not recognized. You do CLS and it should clear the terminal. So we're going to type in, we're just going to get rid of a semicolon because who needed semicolons anyways? We're going to get rid of that. And you should see right here that 2 errors have already popped up, which is bad, but it'll tell you right away because of the C IntelliSense thing that we just downloaded. It'll tell you right away if you mess up. So it'll catch all these nasty syntax errors, compile time errors for you, and alert you of them before you code. So all you have to do is pop that semicolon back in place. Everything is fine. Save your program, and you can run it. Okay, so because we used Code Runner, well, we attempted to use Code Runner, and we use the C extension, you might be wondering, why did we even download the remote SSH things if we're not going to use them? Well, we are going to use them eventually, but it's to be continued. So attend my next workshop next week, which is first year bootcamp workshop number 2. to find out. As I said before, we're going to be learning how to SSH directly into the school servers and also customize your entire VS Code just to your liking. But thank you so much for coming to my workshop. I really enjoyed presenting for you guys and helping you guys with VS Code. And now all you poor Comp 1400 TAs don't have to deal with everyone asking, why is No Machine so bad? Because they're all going to be using VS Code. All right, so you can join my first year's Discord that I had made. It's called UWin Class of 2025. You can join it right here. If you have any questions, that's like the fastest way to reach me. I'm just going to get the link so I can put it in chat for you. And I was really I'm really glad to help you guys. Yeah, Hannah, I'm sure you're going to use VS Code for all those lovely engineering classes that you're taking. The IntelliSense is telling me Studio H doesn't exist, but the code still compiles and runs. Maybe it's because you got to restart your computer and everything should be fine. Because if it's still compiling and running, that means there's like no errors. So try to restart your computer after you're done watching this workshop. All right, and I'll be looking at the chat. Any questions? Feel free to join my first year's Discord. We have a bunch of customizable channels and places for every single class that you have, because I'm a Discord bot nerd, and I made it so that it's easy for you to request classes that you're in if they're not already there. And we basically have an active community that's willing to help you guys. And we also do occasional events and meetups in real life that you can go to and make new friends. All right, so I'll just be looking at the chat if there's any remaining questions. Or if you just want to say anything to me, I'll have my eye on the chat, but you're free to leave. Hi, UWindsor CSS. And the legendary H from Fudge. Also, if you guys said anything in the chat later that I didn't detect, I was looking at 2 screens at once, so I'm sorry. But you can definitely DM me if I didn't see your comment that you wanted me to see. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jeremy. All right, so it doesn't look like there's any new messages in the chat, so I'm going to be taking my leave now. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. I really did enjoy this, and I'm glad to help you at any time. Just make sure to contact me if you want, or join my Discord server. All right, bye, everyone.